So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends and Prairie Vintage, my name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you guys found me. For those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed to do your reading again today. Today's reading, we're taking a look at what you're needing to know. So guidance from spirit right here, right now, in regards to your situation, your circumstance, and the energy around you at this time. And we will be doing a pick a card reading. These are the decks we'll be using. For those of you guys interested in the decks, I will put a link here to the deck flip throughs, and I do reveal a lot of these on this channel for those of you guys who are interested in all the cards in that pack. So beautiful angels, we're going to get into the pick a card. I will put timestamps below so you guys can skip ahead to whichever section you're wanting to go to. All right, but yeah, I'll see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Let's pull the 3 cards for today's pick, and then we'll be pulling one of these buttons as well. Okay, and we're asking Spirit for what you need to know, guidance in regards to your current situation, current energy around you at this time. Spirit, for the collective, can we get 3 piles, 3 picks here for this reading? Thank you so much. So if at any point you're pulled to any one of these 3 cards, I'll put the timestamp below. It'll take you directly to your pick. Use your intuition. Card 1, pile 1, pile 2, and for pile 3, Spirit, pile 3, pile 3. All right, so I will reveal these shortly, but like I said, if you are called or pulled to any one of these, you can select from the timestamp. Okay, it's absolutely fine to be called to multiple piles. So option 1, a revision. Option 2, we have clarity. Option 3, we have connection. All right, now let's pull one of these, or however many want to come out. For option 1, a revision, we got these 2. We have the microphone and 2 people dancing, 35 and number 12. Okay. Option number 2, got 2 as well. We have, it looks like a barren tree and a dove with an, I don't know if that's an olive branch, 65 and 27. Option number 3, for 3. So option number 3, you have 3. We have the poison bottle, we have the target with an arrow, and we have the rose. So 78, 60, and 71. All right. So move this out of our way. I will put these actually down here. I don't know why they never look better down here, but I always somehow do it because that's what I use. Yeah, it's always crooked because my camera's not sitting straight. Anyway, These are your three piles, beautiful angels. Okay, if you have a difficult time choosing, just close your eyes, open your eyes, and the first one that kind of calls to you will most likely be your pile. It's absolutely fine if you're drawn to multiple piles. Okay, we're not two-dimensional beings, meaning there's many different aspects to our situation that might pull through. Different energies, different people, different aspects of the situation that Spirit's wanting to come through. Okay, so sit with this, and when you're ready, select from the timestamp below, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys picked the revision card, and you guys picked the microphone, and these two people that I said look like they were dancing. It kind of now looks like a standoff to me. I'm playing chicken or something. Okay, so I won't be doing an energy check with this. I'm going to lay all the cards out before I start to channel what this could be about, okay? So I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. We have the Inner Child Tarot, which I'll be using as the tarot right here. I have this cloth for the transparent oracle, which I'll be using so you guys can actually see the imagery on the transparent tarot. All right, now this could be your energy, someone around you, your situation, circumstance. Apply it accordingly. Don't force it to fit. Use your intuition, which you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your pile or not. And it's absolutely fine to leave the pile and go check out another one if you're not resonating, okay? So for the transparent tarot, we have this oracle card right here, number 77. And interesting, 77 is a master number. Okay, and 77 is trust the fall, an adventure that arises from deep wisdom, trust of life, and trust of self. So let's leave that right here so you guys can see. All right, and then we have present power with number 2, consciousness. And we have 54 with Clytius. It says defeat. This will get very intense here. It's also number 9. 9 is a number of fruition, completion, fulfillment, wisdom, closure, service to humanity. Okay. Then we have empowerment. Interesting. Present power and empowerment. 26. Or the number 8. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we all are connected through the same source. Okay, and then we have a laugh and have fun, smile, positive energy, and joyfulness. And then we have the Grail Bearer, spiritual nourishment with 15. 15 is the number of the devil here, okay? So we have some Capricorn energy. Also have some Gemini energy with the number 6. All right, then we have everlasting life with this tree. Some of you guys might have been called to pile number 2, a very similar tree in the button that we pulled, except it didn't have leaves. So I haven't done that pile yet, but it might be energy that's connected somehow for some of you guys if you're called, okay? Take that as confirmation. Then we have 27 with receiving, and this is another 9. Okay, so we have 2 9s, I believe. Where was the other one? Right here. So 99 is also a master number, being the change you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer works. So lots to do with the greater good of humanity, okay, with the collective. So receiving. And then we have order. And this is the moon in Virgo, number 6. Another 6 here, which was this. So 66. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. Okay, interesting. So let's pull the Inner Child Tarot. Okay, this is the Fairy Tale Tarot. And I do have a playlist where I do a lot of reveals of these cards if you guys are interested. Now, I don't know which ones specifically, but there's a lot of them. And I do believe I have this one in there, which usually get asked about. So let's ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for beautiful pile. Spirit saying to leave it? No. Okay. Pile number 1, in regards to their current situation, circumstance, and what it is that they're needing to know. Guidance, advice, information. Which one, Spirit? No. Okay. I'm thinking I know more than Spirit. Doesn't feel right. Here it is. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. So what I need to do is turn on the air conditioning because I am absolutely dying over here, and then we'll flip all of these over, okay? I'll be right back. All right, gorgeous angels, let's take a look at your tarot. So we have the, I'm not reading reversal, 6 of crystals. So this is 6 pentacles. And we have the Ace of Hearts, which is the Ace of Cups. And we have the 6 of Hearts, which is 6 cups. And we have the Wizard, which is card number 5 of the Major Arcana, which is the Hierophant. And we also have the 5 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Hearts, which is 2 cups. Okay. Beautiful angels, the messaging is clear, but I'm going to sit here and tap into this, and then I'll begin to channel your message. Okay. Gorgeous angels. Your situation, I do feel is conflict, okay, but that's represented here by the 5 swords, but I'm also getting a lot of turn in this conflict. So you would already know about this conflict. This isn't conflict that's just now going to reveal itself. This has been a state of clashing or difficulty, challenge. Okay, some of you guys, it could certainly be in a relationship here with the with all these cups. 2 of cups, 6 of cups. Okay, could be with their family, could be with their soulmates, could be with their lover, friend. It's an emotional challenge here for us. And there is this energy of you speaking your truth and standing up for yourself, but not through the pain body, not through an energy of projection or attacking or anything other than being very conscious and very in tune with a soul remembrance. Your soul, okay, I'm trying to keep this practical, but your soul, it remembers with the 6 of cups here. It remembers, it has a soul memory. And so there was a soul agreement, a contract of sorts, an understanding you might have had with a person or some situation that you were to experience here on this earthly plane that you've been going through already, okay? And this experience was to bring you closer to yourself and was to break through some limiting beliefs, specifically around choosing self and getting closer to the truth of who you are, okay? Which means I will no longer sort of put myself in situations that are sort of, I don't know, that other people expect me to be in, or that I myself have played a role in for some time, either to protect myself, maybe to play small, or maybe just to keep peace, or whatever the situation is. It's been very difficult for you to break through your own limiting beliefs and thoughts about how you were supposed to engage and cooperate, I guess, with people or situation, okay? A specific situation, a specific relationship, a specific thing that's going on here, okay? So Again, because it's collective, all of you guys is different, but you do know because it's been predominantly the thing that you've been challenged with or faced with. And this has been life-changing, completely life-changing, because this challenge has really brought with it a true understanding and a revelation of the truth of who you are. And you are source, an extension of source, okay? So divine, God, creator, whatever you want to call it, spirit. And you are manifested here in the 3D world, okay? But when we aren't conscious, and we feel like we are separate, and we feel like we are battling against an out there, okay? So people are separate from us, the environment is separate from us, and we are challenged and sort of in a dream state of competing against, okay, which we know doesn't result in anything except for living in the matrix or an illusion here. So your energy here is one about empowerment through the transmutation of shadow, because there was a belief and a way of you being that was keeping you challenged in a situation. And you might have been very stuck there or just burdened by it or very heavy. If you haven't yet done this, okay, or here, Spirit is talking about you coming into this current strength of balance. Okay, now this is not an energy of bypassing, spiritually bypassing, okay? This is fully feeling completely in balance and understanding that we have already transmuted more negative polarizing energy, meaning things that used to make me feel sad, angry, jealous, contracting, abandoned, frustration, loss, whatever contracting energy I was feeling, I'm now able to push past this. And this isn't bypassing, okay? So this doesn't mean resisting it, pretending it doesn't exist. This means I've gone through the deepest experience of sorrow, suffering, pain, to the point where I've seen through this illusion that there is no separation. There is no challenge but the one that I hold in my mind and my illusion. And so two sort of polarities can't be true at the same time. Okay, one thing can only be in one polarity is what I mean. Okay, so there could be two sort of things going on, the truth and illusion, for sure. Okay, but one thing cannot be both polarities. Like it can't be black and white. If it's white, it's white, like wherever it's white. You know, if it's black wherever it's black. It can't have any white in the black. Can't have any black in the white, or else it's not white anymore. It's now black. Okay, so do you get what I'm saying? So we can't have love and the opposite of love, fear, existing at the same time, because when we're fearing, it takes the space of love. And when we're loving, it replaces that, the space of fear. Okay, and so when we are in love, we are choosing truth because the creator is love. Okay, and when we choose fear, we are choosing the illusion. Okay, we are choosing the belief of something that is not necessarily true, but an illusion. And so something can either be true or false. It can't be both in the same spot. There could be parts of it that's true and false, but whatever is true cannot be false. It has to be real, in truth with reality. Okay, so I didn't mean to go into a big thing over there, but why I'm saying all of this is because we had to go through a period of deep realization. I'm getting really nasally here, sorry. And the only way for us to see the truth is for us to get out of illusion. We held an illusion. Okay? An illusion about our situation, most likely about ourselves. And we held this illusion like it was truth. This could have been something that was taught to us, learned by us. Okay, this might have been something we hung on to, potentially because it kept us safe, or it could have just been something we didn't even realize we believed that was limiting us in some way. But whatever this belief was, is an untruth, an illusion of something that we acted out of, Okay, whether we were conscious or unconsciously acting. I think for a lot of us, we were unconsciously acting out of this in some level. Okay, and only when we sit with the truest part of ourself that understands, okay, through the soul, something greater and deeper, can we then see the illusion that's held in our mind. Okay, it's like we have to get out of the mind in order to sort of see through that story. And so this means that we've done a lot of reflecting and a lot of connecting to our heart and our soul, our spirit. Okay, so there's no way for us to be sort of debunking any of this illusion, limiting thoughts, if we were still coming from that angle. Okay, so we know that this is taking a lot of work and a lot of reflecting from the heart space. And the only thing that can really trigger heart space is unconditional love. And so this is why I'm saying for a lot of you guys, this is a relationship. Okay, this is a soul sort of triggering of remembrance of an experience, a story of what you were to go through in order to reflect back to you a mirror of your state so you could see the truest version of who you are. Okay, so there's something here with the Six of Pentacles and this receiving about you being able to receive when we're aligned with truth. Okay, and it looks like she's offering this thing as well. So Spirit is coming through with when we are in the illusion, when we're not aligned with reality and truth, we're not in a position to receive. Okay, because it's misaligned. And so whatever it is that was to come to us in reality is aligned with the highest truth of who you are. And so if we're still living in the illusion of limiting thoughts and beliefs, we're thinking we're ready to receive, but we're sort of, our timing and our space is off. We're in another timeline, trying to enact this timeline that isn't based in reality. And so the things that we are expecting or wanting to receive and our birthright is like not aligned and mismatched. So we could be waiting, we could be frustrated, we could be blocking, pushing out, all from the subconscious energy because we're misaligned with a false sort of narrative or a timeline that is based on the nightmare or the illusion or the subconscious acting. Okay, I hope this makes sense for you guys. So what this is about is waking up to reality and the truth of who we are so we could be aligned to receive. And what are we receiving here is a beautiful gift here. Okay, this is a promise of overcoming challenge. And I feel like we might have felt pushed out or things weren't flowing or didn't belong or conflicting. And so at first I thought these were people dancing, and then I was like, oh, it looks like they're playing chicken or they're confronting each other. Okay, but I think it's opposite. I think there was like a battle. Okay, now I say battle, but like conflicting, resisting energies here that were aligning with untruths. Okay, illusions and battling, seeming almost like maybe enemies or something like this. And then there was a truth spoken. And only when we were able to speak truth and step into the present power of consciousness, okay, and fully truthfully, not from a place of fear and from a place of resentments, anger, trauma, or contracting energies. This is solely from a place of seeing beyond the illusion has brought the dancing and the harmony, the having fun, the flow. Okay, so we know that there is a greater depth to who we are with this everlasting life and even this revision. This is really about connecting to the one source of power. Okay, and the one source of power is that connected to everyone and everything. And so when we are in the state of consciousness, understanding that everything is connected, we are no longer sort of in the micro level of seeing people as outside of ourselves or situations or circumstances as being threatening. okay, because we are now connecting to a greater source of intelligence here, okay, which is the intelligence of the heart. And so you are choosing yourself from a place of compassion, love. And when you choose yourself, you're actually choosing the best interest of all. Okay, the Ace of Cups is all about self-love, self-worth, and look, she's holding this one cup, and it's glowing here. I feel like the universe was sort of waiting and wanting you to experience something in order for you to transmute whatever energies were not serving you, in order for you to choose self, in order for you to see your value and your self-worth, and hold that vision and that energy and that vibration in order for things to align to be given to you. There's a gift coming into you, okay? And so we are understanding our higher level of commitment, and not through conditioning and programming, okay? And through past sort of beliefs that have been handed down to us, but through a true natural inner experience and integration, transmutation of what is false. It's not working. I see through the illusion that I'm not loved, or I see through the illusion that others are sort of before me, or that I'm whatever, fill in the blank, whatever was limiting you or making you feel not fulfilled or feeling imbalanced. Okay, because I do feel there's an integration here. I'm getting heavy chariot energy. Okay, but here we see the lion and the tiger, which is really giving me this empowerment energy of strength, courage, facing our fears, no longer maybe being held back where we were, so we get to speak our truths. Okay, and I'm also tying to this tiger, which is giving me divine feminine, and this lion, which is masculine with the mane here. And so there's this feminine and masculine balance coming online. Okay, so this could be self-union through transmutation of energy where things were imbalanced. Okay, and working with reality and truths of who we actually are, connecting back to the root of ourselves so that we can align with opening the doors of receiving. Okay, we even see this little gnome looking like a Santa Claus. Okay, so I do feel like there's a receiving here. Now, for some of you guys, a very specific message. Okay, there's something about this Christmas. Okay, December, January, Christmas time. Okay, where there could definitely be a full manifestation coming through for you guys. And I know that seems a ways away, but I do feel like there's something significant here about this. This could be confirmation for birthdays. Okay, if we have a birthday, or this time period might be significant. Maybe we've been manifesting since, December, or it's a birthday and anniversary, something like this. Okay, but I do feel like there's a manifestation of something being given to us. Okay, and so wherever we were challenged, we are the magicians in undoing whatever this conflict has been, in order to bring peace and harmony and flow and balance back to a situation here. Okay, and so I feel like if we were butting heads with someone because we were challenged, it definitely could have been because we were on two different sort of understandings or points of view. And so having to understand the spectrum of different sort of energies, not necessarily that all of these are sort of aligned with what's reality and truth, but that all of these illusions and all of these different sort of perspectives could be happening in reality. Okay, so I'll say that again. It's like all these people are all carrying their own sort of truths. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's the universal absolute truth. But it also doesn't make it that it's that person's perspective is like invalid in some way. It's absolutely valid for that person from their relative perspective. Okay, so relative perspective is one thing, and then the absolute truth is another thing altogether. And then finding balance and being able to sort of not live in the illusion, not act out of the illusion, because that would be us sort of responding in a way that's reactionary rather than responsive from the heart, from a place of compassion, from a place of understanding, from a greater, deeper perspective of knowing something, deeper, connected to the divine. All right. So yeah, I feel like this has been going over some period of time. And I do feel like it's had to be cultivated. And I do feel like there's been a lot of fear potentially we've had to navigate and face. Maybe we were fearful to speak our truth, or we were too held back to say certain truths or to go down certain paths, letting fear sort of guide us and dictate us. So we were very restricted here. Okay, but I feel like there is this great strength of power. Okay, and I don't know how much energy I'm getting from this oracle card here, because I got these a while ago and I didn't really connect with them so much when I opened this pack, and I don't know that I'm fully connecting to this energy so much in this reading. But I do feel like there is something being done and something being understood. And I also feel like there's a shift here, because this energy is giving me a lot of heat and transmutation and a burning of what's not true, which could be very painful, very painful. And then this energy is looking kind of cold, is the opposite here. It's like ice. And so I think we're cooling off maybe the intensity of a situation that might have felt very intense, in order for us to take some sort of balanced action. So this is talking about balanced action and coming from a place of consciousness and understanding and empowerment, rather than from a place of reactionary hurts and illusions and judgments. Okay, now with all of the energy we were putting the cards down, it was talking a lot about humanity and greater sort of consciousness. And so I feel like this is truly Spirit acknowledging your awakening of this deeper understanding of who you truly are, is adding to the collective consciousness, because you are now more aligned with a greater truth, which raises the vibration of the planet here. Okay, so it's not only something that allows you to get aligned with what you're meant to receive here, but also it's providing a service to the collective. Now I'm getting drawn back to the snow and this, like I said, coldness here. So there was that winter period, at least around Christmas, okay, wherever it does snow here, but it's climbing like a mountain. Mountains could certainly talk about obstacles. And I do feel like there's a persistence here, something that might have gone cold or is getting cold. And we might still be in the last few steps of this thing. And this is most likely when we could just sort of throw in the towel, because it's cold. Maybe the desire, the passion, or the pull to, drive to the finish line, because, suffering could be a driver. A need to switch energy could certainly be a driver, but there feels like there is no driver here to get to the summit of some obstacle. So the side message here, if you're feeling cold, stuck, or dejected about something, now it doesn't feel stuckness, but it feels like some situation might be frozen or cold. I think what Spirit is saying is your ability to engage with empowerment out of full consciousness will warm up what needs to be warmed up, but we're no longer feeling the hot heat. or the cold, cold, cold frozen state, because I feel like her hands are sort of heating up here, and it's like being able to heat up the coldness. Okay, and so maybe this was it. It's like I'm either experiencing intense heat or this like frozen tundra. Like, what am I supposed to do with this energy, Spirit? And Spirit's really talking about, again, this balance. Like I was seeing this Chariot energy. Okay, even Six Pentacles is all about balance. And so there's this balancing of energies. And whatever was in some polar extreme is now becoming more neutral, which allows us to be more in control. Okay, now control is an illusion, but in control, meaning the subconscious isn't acting and reacting in ways that are sort of keeping us stuck in unconscious actions. It's like we're now conscious, we're now aware, and we're now responding aligned with truth and reality, which will open the door, like I said, to some ability to receive. Okay, so I know this was really layered, and hopefully it made sense. It's going to make sense to whoever's this was for. If it didn't make sense to you, it's probably not going to be your reading. Okay, it's very difficult to sort of communicate any sort of spiritual concepts, because these aren't words so much as they are inner experiences and integration of the divine. So we're going to ask, though, for this group, because I want to see then, what are you being gifted with here? What is this shift created, and what is pile one going to be opening their arms to? What is this gift they're receiving, or this balance state? Now, this could just be you're receiving a balanced state of harmony within yourself, within a situation. Okay, because I feel like there could have been an imbalance here, extremes, hot and cold. And maybe we were trying to regulate. Like, I need to regulate, and I don't know how to regulate. So let's see. We have Sleeping Beauty. Wow, so this is the Death card in a traditional tarot. So we have Scorpio energy. And then we have the Emperor's New Clothes. This is the Emperor, Aries energy. Wow. And then we have the Seeker of Wands. So this is the Knight of Wands with Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. And we have the Three of Wands. And we have the Seeker of Hearts. So this is the Knight of Cups. So we have two Knights, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, and we have the little red cap. And this is the Fool, Aquarius energy. Okay, so the Emperor is this empowerment and this present power. It's also divine masculine energy. Okay, so we might have had to awaken our divine masculine. Okay, now this could be twofold. We could be waking our divine masculine within in order for a situation to energetically shift to a higher state of order. Okay, this is also divine masculine energy with this order. A situation that was chaotic, up and down, hot and cold, it had no structure, maybe no order. Okay, with the Hierophants talking about structure and order as well. Something had no structure and order. This has been transmuted, transformed, okay, through the process of ascension. And here's that rainbow again. What does ascension mean? Being able to hold various perspectives and understanding. There's all these, relative perspectives, and then there's greater truth, and how do we engage? And we're able to hold and see outside of our narrow bandwidth of limiting thoughts from the mind. And now we have a greater state of consciousness, so we can hold bigger space to see things from a greater understanding, okay, of consciousness. This allows there to be transformation and shift, and allows something to be moved forward. This Three of Wands is talking about movement. This is talking about growth. This is talking about taking things to another level. Okay, this is, I've done all the work that was needed, the groundwork, the preparation, everything that was needed in order for me to graduate, to go to the next level and move forward. Because I do feel like your situation might have been stuck. Your situation, you might have felt like you weren't empowered. Your situation, you could have been dealing, like I said, with unruly people. So there's this order, there's this flow, there's getting unstuck, there's moving. Okay. And I feel like there is this true return back to the heart. So whatever was acting out of shadow, maybe not acting from a true place of the heart, this is being returned. Okay. So we ask specifically what's sort of coming to you. It's like your heart. Okay. Like your ability to act from the heart space, act from a place where it's not fear-based, where it's not responding out of reaction and subconscious, but actually connecting to this place that I think might have been offline for some time. Okay. And you definitely could have been dealing with somebody as well. Okay. That could have been cold or maybe like intense. Okay. Intense anger, intense passion. This intensity is the polar opposite of anything we could, call balance here, because it's very intense. It's very extreme. Okay. And it's okay, but we have to experience one extreme. And this is why I went into that tributary about two things. Okay. Like can't be in the one thing, and I don't know that I did a great job explaining this, but like in fire, you can't have snow and cold. And we were seeing that snow, and I'm really getting those two, because it's like in a truth, you can't have illusion. Like it doesn't exist. And so we're either choosing an illusion or choosing in truth. Okay. And only through the transmutation of that illusion can we then see the great truth. And I feel like you're seeing a truth, not from pain, but from heart space. This allows there to be a new beginning. And so without baggage, like a child, very innocent, opening this new chapter of your life. You're now on a new chapter. Okay. A new book, never mind chapter. This is the beginning of the major arcana, beginning card. There was nothing previous to this. This story is closed. We're getting on the ship, moving. Okay. But we're moving now from the heart. We're no longer moving from whatever was moving us in the past. Okay. Because I do feel there was a lot of limiting thoughts and a lot of illusion that was keeping us feeling stuck and imbalanced here. Okay. So beautiful angel, you do speak your truth. You're able to hold your truth and your vision of empowerment in order to work through challenging situations, in order for you to bring structure and order out of chaos and out of maybe imbalanced, polarizing energies, and specifically, understanding and holding various perspectives that allow you to see things from a greater point of view, that allows you to make decisions and jump timelines and be open to receive. This is true transformation. Okay, so there's an ending, but this ending is a positive ending. It's an ending that empowers you. It's an ending that allows things to shift. It's releasing what no longer serves. So all that remains is the innocence, the truth, and the ability to trust in the spirit towards the path of where you're being guided. It's a beautiful energy, pile number one. I hope this helped you. I love you very much, and I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number two, you guys picked the card of clarity and the barren tree and the dove with a olive branch. Okay, so number 27 and 65. So we're looking at your current situation, energy, and what it is that Spirit wants you to know. Okay, so guidance, information about what's going on in your world. So I have this here because I do have the transparent tarot. And in order for you to see the transparent tarot, we need sort of a white background. So please use your intuition, which you'll see, feel, or hear, to determine whether this messaging is for you. Okay, best way to do this is to sit through this card layout. If you want to go straight away to your channeled message, you can do this. I will start to channel once all the cards are sort of laid out here. Okay, so let's begin. So we have this oracle card, number 59. Very interesting. I don't know what that thing in the background is, but it's looking like a medicine wheel with north, south, east, and west. Sort of giving me an eyeball as well. So this deck is fairly new to me. This is the Transparent Oracle. So I'll be reading a lot of this intuitively, okay, as I am still learning this deck. So we have number 8 with events, a creative endeavor. Wow, blank canvas. And then I think that's a violin and a camera, some books. Leo energy and some Aquarius. Okay, 44 is a master number. Integrity is a foundation. Treating the earth as home and a temple, manifestation, and leadership with Asteria. And it says dreams. Wow. Very dreamy energy here. Okay. And then we have remembrance with 38, or the number 11. So it says the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Interesting. 44 is 8. We have another 8 here as well. So we have 3 8s and the number 3. Okay, and then we have spirit guides, insight, guidance, and purpose. Wow. This eagle talks about vision, and we have clarity here. Okay, eagles are all about divinity and vision. So the divinity is pulling through here with this remembrance of who we are. Beautiful. Family connections, respect, people, and kinship. Some of you guys might have been pulled to pile 3, which was the card of connection, I believe. So I haven't done pile 3 yet, but there could be a connection. Okay, only if you are called, of course. Family connections, okay? And we have the threshold, number 7, opening the door. So 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. That is also chariot energy, Cancer energy. Okay, and we have truth. Wow, beautiful. And we have originality in number 11. So there's 2 11s. 11, 11. You guys might be seeing a lot of that. Okay, 11 is divine inspiration, synchronicities, and the encouragement to keep going. And then we have the sacred fool. Wow, I got to cover that up. So number 40. Let's cover that up. The sacred fool. So some Aquarius energy is coming through. I don't know if I can squeeze it down over here. I don't think. There, because I want room for the tarot. Okay. So, can you guys see? It's as good as it's going to get. Let's take a look at the Inner Child Fairy Tale Tarot, and we'll pull these cards as well. Spirit, for pile number 2, what is this messaging in regards to what they need to know? Guidance regarding their energy around them at this time, guidance, information. What needs to be revealed or communicated to pile number 2 about what's going on in their energy field at this time? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. So blessed to be here doing your reading. One more. I'm still overcoming cold, so I don't have my voice fully back yet. If I sound weird, that would be why. So, oh wow, there's 2 cards here. Okay, didn't know that. Let's take a look. We have, I won't read reversals, the Seeker of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands from the scene of Alice in Wonderland. So there's Toto and the Wizard. And we have the Guardian of Swords. So this is the King of Swords. I do believe this is the king. Sorry, I gotta take a look because I don't know if guardians are kings or queens in this book. Not that it makes a huge difference because I will be channeling intuitively, but I do want to know what is the guardian. Okay, the guide is the queen and the guardian is the king. Okay, so we got the King of Swords here. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And we have the 10 of Wands. All right. And we have the 6 of Swords. And we have the Three of Wands. Interesting. The Three Wands and the Seeker of Wands came out for pile number 1 if you were drawn. We got these two cards coming together, which is the Seven of Crystals, 7 Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. 7 Pentacles, 5 Pentacles. Okay. Can you guys see this? I hope you can. Yes. Okay. Let me sit with this energy and then begin to channel. Actually, I do want to see this. Hang on. Do I have the book? That I did. I was being called to read the book, but I don't know if I have it with me about this dove with the olive branch. Now, that usually means extending an olive branch here, but I want to see what the book said, but I don't have it around. So let me sit and see. Okay, beautiful angels. I feel almost like your energy is it's craving, you know, it's really craving, and it feels like heavy with this 10 wands here of this energy that's like craving direction or a purpose, or like there's a thriving to engage in something and move with something and flow with something and make purpose of something, you know. And so a lot of you guys might have a craving of knowing what this is, or just intuitively feel this pull or this call to something that feels aligned for you, but like, what is this and what direction can I take it? You know, I think either which way, we're not sure what direction to take it. And also about, is this something profitable? Is this something that's going to be worth my energy, my effort? And am I going in the right direction? And what do I need to consider here? And like, who and what is aligned? There's a lot of questions you have here, okay? But the big message here is that Spirit is confirming this is most likely a reading of confirmation about a purpose and a dream and a vision that will become very clear to you. It is your great truth or great purpose, okay? And it's aligned to your calling of what you're to contribute here. And you know, you might go through having to sort through what this looks like, however this might be. But if we get too lost in our own thoughts, we might start to talk ourselves into a little bit of a tizzy here, okay? So yes, we need to have our wits about us in some way, because for a lot of you guys, this could be like an investment of time, money, resources. It's like, I don't want to invest money, time, resources foolishly, of course. We don't want to do this, you know. But also, if you ask anyone who's invested, you know, they had to take a chance. They had to believe in their dream and their vision at some point to take that risk, you know. And so this isn't about throwing caution to the wind and being foolish so much as it is, because this isn't like an overnight sort of idea that you get. This is a deep-rooted calling. It's calling to you for some time. I feel like a lot of you guys are seeing this in your dreams, or like through numbers or through confirmations, like such as this coming through. And even though we're a little bit clouded, or maybe we're still not sure for sure, you know, but it's like Spirit is really saying, this will become very clear. This is your great truth. Don't ignore what you're being called and seeing here as downplaying it as wishful thinking, or it's never going to happen, or just because I don't see how it aligns today, that it's not going to pay off, or it's not rewarding. And because I do feel like up until this point, we haven't fulfilled the duty of it and the reward of whatever this thing is going to be. And so the reward here, you know, obviously I don't feel is something that is just solely self-serving, as it is a divine calling of contributing to communities and people, and like developing something that is very purposeful and ongoing. It doesn't feel like a selfish, get quick, fast scheme or something like this. This is something that is really being aligned, slowly figured out. But I think what Spirit wants you to know is that it becomes very clear. Your direction becomes very clear. And so even if we're feeling pulled in multiple directions, not knowing, is now the time to launch, or is this the partner I should align with, or is this the sort of thing that I need to go down? Because there could be many which ways that you would run with this program, if you will, or this vision or this dream, because it's still early and it's a blank canvas. And so Spirit is saying there is no right or wrong sort of thing here, that the blank canvas is blank for a reason, and that this process of discovery is part of this beautiful creation and this process. It's authentically you expressing self here. It's very original. I'm feeling a lot of this Aquarius energy, okay, but also with a lot of this Leo type energy, which I feel is like putting yourself out there, like proudfully, but not from like an ego, but it's like, I have confidence and I'm not going to let fears hold me back, because there could be a fear of like the practical. Maybe it's not practically aligned, or I might have to invest more financially, or I don't have the studio or the resource or the money or the person or this isn't aligned right now. And it's like, but this isn't the holdup. This could logically seem like a holdup. Okay, but Spirit's saying this isn't holding up this dream. This isn't stalling anything other than things still getting really aligned here. Okay, this feels like a really big alignment with your soul calling and your soul purpose. And I feel like Spirit is saying wherever there was a lack of clarity, this is coming online and is becoming very clear to you. Listen to that. You're being guided. Some of you guys might definitely be guided by your spirit animals, okay, or specific birds. This one happens to be an eagle, okay, or at least it looks like an eagle to me. I think it is an eagle, okay? So it's like, but the divine guidance is here, meaning your dreams, and like the divine talks you through people, through what you see and experience and hear. However it's coming to you is specific to you. You might say, well, it's just a dream. I never had anything in the physical. Well, that is your guidance. Spirit talks you through the dream. Okay, and so there needs to be a trust. And I feel like the trust is in the divine, but the trust is also in your ability to successfully fulfill this thing, or at least uncover what it is and go through the process of the journey. Okay, so Spirit wants you to go through this journey. And if this reading is resonating for you, it's like whatever you feel is what the moment is calling for, Spirit wants you to trust and do that. Okay? Don't hold yourself back and get too much in your logical mind about how it could put you out in some sort of way. Okay, now this again doesn't mean don't be discerning at all, because what Spirit is saying is you've already come equipped with a certain understanding of what you need. Anything else would be overly sort of getting in the way of this divine birthing of something here. Okay, and we don't know for sure 100% how the divine is going to manifest this through us. So we can't limit it by the human mind of, well, it must go this way and it has to unfold that way and this has to align. It's like, no, Spirit knows what needs to happen and how things need to align. Okay, and so you're being given resources here is really coming through tools. Like the magician has all the tools, but I feel like Spirit is saying we might be literally missing things, resources. We might not have the thing, okay? And this doesn't mean we don't have it, it doesn't exist. This means it's in the universe to be had. This will come to you, because I do feel like Spirit is saying the people and the support you need is coming exactly when you need it, not a moment soon, okay? And so we're experiencing the barren part right now. The barren part means nothing is sort of put together. There's maybe a lot of confusion. There might be, I have all sort of these ideas, or like, it's like, where's it going to go? When's it going to get pointed? How is this going to, manifest in a way that is going to be worth the while? And all of these questions, which are very legit, but Spirit is saying, now's the time for you to invest graciously, openly, confidently, and trusting in the divine. And that as things will unfold, then this will become very clear to you. The guidance will be very, very clear to you. Okay, this is really Fool's all about like trusting, where we're sort of stepping because we don't doubt, and we're just more focused on like, okay, like this is the way I'm being called and pulled to go, wherever it might lead me, And this could sound very scary for a lot of people, especially if we are fairly cautious or we are reserved or we like to sort of play it safe, but not with this intensity here. And so if this resonates for you, this isn't, like I said, a quick get quick rich scheme that's like invest $10,000 overnight sensation. No, I'm not telling you to do that. And if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But that's not what I'm saying Spirit is talking about here. This is a divinely guided communication that's coming through in way of spirit animal, synchronicities, numbers, dreams. We're seeing signs, we're getting this pull, this intuitive pull by the divine. It's coming through very strong, and it's aligning you with a purpose that, even if you don't know what this creative purpose sort of is, it's like, where is this guiding me? What's this gonna turn into? And so it might start off as one sort of thing. That's not the end of the road. That one thing could open the door to many, many different things. So for example, we might think, I've always been into tarot reading. Okay, so we read tarot. This is just an example. Okay, but then the tarot reading leads to, maybe opening a spiritual retreat on the side that ends up taking off more than the tarot readings. There's something here about being okay with the spin-offs and being okay with listening to the divine without putting a lot of restriction, and being in an energy of giving and being in an energy of trust here. Okay, because sometimes it's difficult for us to like trust our dreams, or for us to believe in what it is that we're seeing. Okay, so Spirit wants you to explore what this is. There's a heavy explorer type energy that pulls through. But I feel like maybe we're also anticipating down the road what might happen, because it's like, well, if, let's say, the retreat, for example, it's like I can't just be ignorant of the fact that the retreat would require resources and money and people and all of this stuff. And it feels very much like we're having to sort through it. And Spirit is saying, bit by bit by bit, things will get sorted. Okay. And slowly all of these doubts and all of these obstacles and things that might have seemed like it wasn't going to allow or align is going to align to this one sort of purpose. Everything is aligning exactly purposefully in order for there to be a manifestation of this thing. It's meant to happen here. Okay, so for a lot of you guys, this could be going abroad or require travel as well. Okay, but this is the journey, the travel of the journey, and what this looks like and how this unfolds. Okay, and so like if we're investing time, energy, resources, it's like we might not see what we're wanting to see right away in the 3D. And Spirit is saying, don't let the 3D dictate to you the outcome of this thing, and that great things are going to take some nurturing and some investment and some patience. Okay, I'm seeing temperance energy from this dream just because she's looking like, the temperance. And I'm also seeing this, 7 Pentacles, which is all about perseverance, And so there's this energy of persevering despite challenge or feeling like we're not seeing or getting anywhere. Okay, this isn't wishful, hopeful thinking where we keep investing a whole bunch of money down the drain and we're not opening our mind to seeing different ways. And so we're really fixated on one point of view, which is this thing will have to work, the tarot reading. Meanwhile, the divine is telling you, hey, spiritual retreat. And you're like doubling down on the tarot readings, Now, that's the 3D self telling the divine, I want it to be this. And the divine is saying, no, be open to what this is. There is something that you're gifted with. And we might have not fully uncovered the depth of what this is. And so it can only be uncovered through a trust and through a journey of exploration. It's not going to just be boom, it's going to be through a trust, because this journey requires this process for you to become it, like the process of uncovering, the process of trusting the divine and stepping through, going this way and that way. Like that's all part of this process. Without that, if it was just sort of handed and given to you, this thing I don't think would be come together. And because if we didn't do the tarot thing, we would have never maybe met that person. If we would have just started with a spiritual retreat, or that building, or that community, or that place that I went to that gave me that idea that sparked this thing. And so all of these things are really interchanged or intertied, sorry. Okay, but I do feel like is something about it, maybe there's concern, like, is it going to provide fruit? Is it going to be viable? Don't worry about this. It's easy to say, don't worry, but really, if this reading resonates for you, this is confirmation to you, it will be abundant. There is true growth and stability to be had here. The fruit is going to take some time. It needs to align. This is something very specific to you. You have a gift here that's truly unique to you. Okay, it's your own expression of soul coming through, being manifested here. And everyone and everything you're needing for this will come forward to you. There's a need to remain sort of balanced in your approach, but also not being held back and not doubtful. Trust in yourself and allow yourself to be open to different possibilities, even if they seem, out of like not normal, I guess, for you, or like radical in some way. There's something about it being radical and being able to hold these different sort of perspectives in order for this thing to come together. Okay, beautiful angel. So I feel I'm going to pull some more tarot, just because I did with pile 1, to see, if there's anything else Spirit wants to say to you, although I do feel for this group like that was your messaging here. Spirit, for pile number 2, is there something I'm missing or something more? Sorry, hang on one second. Something more for pile 2 that they need to know or that I'm missing, or questions they might have here. I feel that one. Questions. So what is this message about? What have I not communicated yet to pile 2? We have Seeker of Hearts. Okay, so something coming straight from the heart, following your heart. And so we saw the King of Swords, which is the opposite. It's more logical, being in our mind about it. This is like being led by the heart. And so this Tin Man doesn't have a heart in here. It's being handed to him. And it's like we have to be able to lead with our heart in this journey specifically. Okay, so we have Hansel and Gretel, which is the lovers. So the lovers talks about the path, the destined path, where we choose with love, with the heart, rather than with the fear. And so that's the mind. The mind would say, but this and these logical reasons that I'm saying are restrictions, are just 3D sort of limitations. Okay, now here we see 2 people. And so there could be, like I said, like there is help coming in, or like, I don't know, you and a partner, or you and someone here, okay, that's destined to sort of roll this thing out. And so I feel like there's a need to really just listen with the heart, be led by the heart in this moment, which means trust, trust, and don't get swayed by the mind. Okay, so we have the 4 of Wands. Beautiful. This is my 1111 card, which we saw 1111 here in your reading. We saw 38, which is 11. And then we had seen another 11 here, and I'm not sure where it was when we laid your cards out. Is it 59? No. I don't remember where it was, but there was. Interesting. All right. Yeah, there, 11. Okay, so 1111, and we have the 4 Wands. So this is this family, connections, community, union, coming together, balance, getting things grounded. Okay, this is a rite of passage. This is a milestone here. Guardian of Wands. So this is the King of Wands. Okay, King of Wands, very savvy, very confident. The Earth Child, wow. So this is the world. Conclusion, success. And we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the 5 of Cups. Wow, so 2 challenging cards here, right by the World. So, what's Spirit talking about? Spirit is really talking about a journey here, okay? This journey is one that is, again, divinely guided. We have experienced loss, sadness, whatever we have gone through up until this point has created like this, the 3 swords and a 5 cups. This isn't pleasant energy. Okay, and so we might be in this vibration because it's been our experience, and Spirit is saying, this is coming to an end. We are closing this out. There is a greater truth here. Okay, and this truth is when we allow ourselves to be in an energy of love, be led by the heart, trust in that path, allow things to unify and come together through our confidence in the divine, our trust in ourselves, because the King of Wands is all about having a vision, okay? Same with this eagle, clarity. The King of Wands is very clear, and he understands that he's going to have success when he has confidence in himself and rolling out what he needs to do. There's no doubt, there's no second guessing, okay? So I feel like if we are second guessing, if we do have doubts, Spirit is saying trust. Trust that your energy is shifting, that you're closing out any challenges that might have got you feeling like you couldn't or stuck in. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. Dove with the olive branch. So I was like really called during the card layouts to find the book so I could read this to you guys. I mean, this is like, forgiveness. So are we needing to forgive some experience? Because I feel like there was a burden or a heaviness here. Something left us feeling sad or bad or without. So it could be I already invested and it didn't work out and now I'm upset or angry or disappointed or like feeling, the lower vibration of whatever this is. If we stay in this vibration, we're nurturing some sort of pain and some sort of regret. Okay, and we also saw the 5 pentacles. So 5 cups, 5 pentacles is like, a scarcity mindset. It's like, we're only seeing what won't work and what hasn't worked, and then projecting it onto this current moment. Spirit is saying there is no need to project into this current moment anything. You have not experienced this current moment ever. This current moment, this present moment is completely different than anything you've ever experienced. So there is no need to hold any vibration and project it and infuse this moment because you are the creator. You are the creator. And so when you bring in that energy, you're creating this now moment with energies that you're bringing in from the past. This is all about coming in without that baggage. There's some experience you had in the past or some understanding that you have, okay? And it isn't based in lack. This won't happen. That person's not aligned. This isn't that, and that is this. And there's probably a laundry list. That needs to be let go. Easier said than done, but only through devotion, trust, and a belief and a confidence. So which do we want more? Do we want to be right in our feeling of, see, it won't work. See, I was right, that it was going to be a big disappointment. It wasn't going to produce. Do we want that reality? Or do we want the reality of knowing I can trust the divine? I know that the divine is going to lead all good things to me. I know that despite what I've experienced in the past, that has no bearing on this moment. This moment is a moment I have not experienced. And so the divine will allow me the confidence, the courage to face what I need to do, make decisions in this moment where I'm not being impacted by past decisions and fear. Okay, I feel like we could easily be led by fear. And Spirit saying, no, be led by the innocence, okay, the fool and the Hansel and Gretel. And we could be thinking, well, it could end up like Hansel and Gretel and be led to, the witch's oven here, and Spirit is confirming to you. It's like, if you're led by the heart, it's going to lead you exactly where you're meant to go. It's the ultimate truth here. It's the ultimate purpose. You're creating something, okay? But if we're more leaning into the mind of what has happened and maybe like not forgetting or forgiving what's sort of happened to us, but holding on that vibration, then we're sort of still in that energy of like, reliving or walking towards things that aren't really aligned and aren't useful, aren't going to help us on this path and on this journey. Okay, so I do feel there's a need for some form of a forgiveness of sorts, or maybe someone coming in here to offer you help. You know, like someone offering you help, and it's like maybe we're too proud, or maybe we're too upset, or maybe it's like, no, I couldn't trust anyone before, and so I don't want any partner, or I don't want any, I don't know, but we really have to sort of look at this thing, because Spirit is saying if it's brought to you, it's brought to you for a reason. Okay, so again, this doesn't mean that we're not discerning and we give someone we don't trust all of our money and they go, open up a bank in Switzerland. This is about, I was guided and I see, and I have to trust in the divine here. And if the divine is bringing me certain people and certain things that I'm being called to trust and work with, I'm open to this and seeing and understanding this from the heart space. Okay, the heart space must be the guide, must be leading. This will lead you in the right direction. Anything else, I feel, is leading you towards sort of choosing the fear, the story of the past, the untruth or the illusion. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys. I love you guys very much, and I will see you at the next one. All right, goodbye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3, you guys picked the card of connection, and we have the poison bottle, the bullseye target, and the rose. Okay, 78, 60, and 71, and the card of connection here. So I won't be doing an energy check, but we will be laying all these cards out. Okay, so it's important that you use your intuition. You could sit through this card layout, but you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is right for you. Okay, if you want to go straight away to your channeled message, you can. I have this here because this is going to help you see the transparent tarot, which I'm about to lay here. Okay, so let's go through your cards, and we're looking at what it is the Spirit wants you to know. Guidance in regards to your current situation, circumstance. What are you needing to hear or understand? Okay, this could be your energy of someone around you. Take what resonates. Don't feel obligated to sit here if it doesn't resonate for you. So the transparent tarot, we have this card of 55. So 55 is a master number, which is change is the only constant, divinely guided change. And we have these 3. It almost looks like a tree person, an earth person here. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of reflecting. All right, so some of you guys might be an earth sign here. Take that as confirmation, but you don't have to be. It's just confirmation for those looking for certain signs. Okay, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and then we have consciousness with 1, optimism. Wow, I think pile 1 had also the card of consciousness, which is very interesting. Okay, optimism, she's wearing yellow. Yellow represents the solar plexus, which is our will, our fire, our drive, our confidence. Okay, and then we have 43, the mysteries with initiation. Wow, or the number 7. So I have 1 and 7. And then we have 19 with psychopompy with soul guide. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. It says transition. Wow. Transition. This looks like this person's soul is levitating. 19 is the number of the sun. Okay, that's 10, which is all about transformation, which is this transition, transforming, completions and ends of cycles. So I'm getting death energy as well. So we have some Scorpio energy coming through here. Okay, plus some Leo, which I'm also getting from the solar plexus and all this yellow. All right, so we have 50 with diagnosis with ecstasy. Oh my goodness, oopsie. Okay, ecstasy. Wow. So all this abundance. I'm seeing the bulls here. So we got some Taurus, more earth energy. Healing 29, or the number 11. It says the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by continuously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Wow. I just heard detox. Some of you guys might be detoxing. This could be soulfully detoxing. This could be physically detoxing, diets, what we're intaking, people from our lives, something like this. Wow. Okay. Then we got connection even here in the starfish. Starfish to me talks about the image. And this could be solar plexus type energy, I need to upkeep some sort of image. Okay, the rose to me always talks about relationship, sometimes it's intimate relationships with the rose, could be romantic. Okay, depending on the color of the rose here, this one's black and white, but this could be connection and relationship, Plus the poison could definitely be something that is toxic or deathly, or because we have the death here. Okay, so we have find your voice, express yourself, open up and sing out. And this also, this energy of the microphone came through pile 1, using our voice. Okay, so if you were resonating or called to 1, it could be that there's a connection here. Okay, express self, open up and sing out. And then we have enjoy new beginnings, celebrate, socialize and change. Well, that's connection. Change is definitely after this death or this transition, this transformation, we have a new beginning. Okay, and then we have rooted, number 2. Wow, look at that. Rooted, number 2. So 2s are all about balance, duality, choices. Trees are all about health, which we have healing here. Our family health, our family lineage. Okay, trees obviously about stability and security, but I'm getting the family lineage or the health of something. Okay. Let's move that over. Make some room. Okay, then we have strategy, more tree energy, strategy, planning, and we have patience, number 6. So we have Jupiter in Virgo, so more earth energy, plus Jupiter is the ruling planet for Sagittarius and Pisces. Can you guys see if I put it here? Not really, hey? How about like this? It's going to be as good as it gets, okay? And then we have against the grain. Oops, number 4. Okay, against the grain. 4 is the number also of stability, okay, which we have the tree twice. That's the number of foundations, planning. Okay, planning, strategy is planning. So let's pull the tarot and see. Spirit's clear and concise message for pile 3 in regards to what's going on energetically around them, their situation, their circumstance, what they're needing to know right here, right now. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3 and what they're needing to know. Thank you so much. 4. Wow, okay, we have quite a bit. So let's try to get these all on here. So this card came out for all 3 piles. Seeker of Hearts. This is the Knight of Cups. Okay, it's how we express love. Knight of Cups. It's the intuition. It's like being led by our heart, being led by what we love, who we love. Okay, and then we have the Midas touch. So this is card number 11, and 11 is the strength card in this tarot. Okay. Sometimes the strength card is 8 in the tarot, but in this one it's 11. But the Midas touch, I'm getting King of Pentacle energy because he's shown sometimes as King Midas. And so there's this earth energy that really pulls through. Like, look at all this earth here. We're seeing a lot of earth here. We're seeing a lot of, the signs we were seeing, like Taurus here. We were feeling earth energy, lots of tree energy, earth being tree person I was feeling from here. Okay, but the King Midas is everything he touches turns to gold. All right, so the 6 of Cups, person, place, thing of the past. Okay, nostalgia. And we have card 20 with 3 little pigs. This is the judgment, the awakening. with the three little pigs, this is the wolf getting on the chimney. And then we have the Emperor's new clothes. Interesting. So this is the Emperor, Aries energy. We have the Beauty and the Beast, which is card number 8. So this is this strength? So what was this? Emperor's new, the Midas touch. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is the strength card. It's facing our fear here. And so 11 would be justice. So the Midas touch is the justice card, although it's not giving me justice vibes at all. At all. But something about everything he touches turns to gold, and he touched his daughter. And she turned to gold because he loved her. And so if it turns to gold, it's like defeating the purpose here. Okay, 7 of crystals, the 7 pentacles. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to sort through all that. Let me leave it like this for now, and let me channel what this is about, okay? There's a lot of energy here, and I'm not sure I understand what it's saying. Look at all this fruit. All this fruit. Wow. And look at this, like, clearing is like 2 pillars, like going through an opening, an archway, and she's going through this opening and this archway. Wow. Okay. Transition for sure. Okay, pile number 3. I have a lot of questions. Hopefully it becomes clear when I start to channel this thing, okay? It might not make a whole lot of sense at the beginning, but just bear with me. But if it completely doesn't resonate, it may not be your pile. Okay, this could be your energy around you. But what's pulling through here is a lot of earth energy. So you definitely could be an earth sign, okay? But it seems like a 3D sort of experience, if you will, like earthly plane sort of an experience here, okay? Or, yeah, what's coming through is even if we're experiencing something spiritual, and everything's sort of spiritual by nature, of course, okay, but whatever has been cultivated in some way is being manifested in the 3D. There's a lot of 3D earthly energy here. And so this might be your message, is like you're manifesting something here based on your involvement, however you've been involved, because I do feel like there's been some form of process here that is coming to an end, and something shifting and changing in a profound way. We might have had to go against our own, I don't know, I feel like we were going against something, and I don't know if it was going against the crowd, going against, maybe your better judgment, or maybe like going against what we wanted to do or who we wanted to be or what we were told that we had to do or be or something like this. It felt very much like going against the grain. Yes. Oh man, I totally forgot this card was even here. Okay, so I'm really feeling this sort of feeling of resistance coming towards you, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be from another person per se. Okay, but it's resistance coming, it could be from 2 parts of yourself sort of battling it out. Or it could be that your situation was like, no matter how difficult I'm like pushing or striving or moving in that direction, it's like, it feels like it's moving me back. 1 step forward, 10 steps back, It felt like you're having to navigate through this thing, one, feeling alone, trusting in yourself and your desire and your will to achieve. And I feel like also feeling stripped of something. I don't know what you were stripped of, maybe it was like I had to be very exposed, or I had to show my hands or do this without any sort of protection in some way. Okay. I don't know what that means so much, but this is kind of the feeling it's giving. And it's like, maybe what worked in the past or my well-intention or something like this was actually causing grief or challenge or something. Like, I feel like no matter how much you wanted to make something align or do something for the greater good, it might have backfired or kept firing resistance in your face in some way. It doesn't feel like it was pleasant, It's almost like, again, with this poison toxic thing, it's like we might have felt like, am I just going down this path of my demise in some way here? Or if it's a situation like it feels, I don't even know how to put a word to it, but you've already been experiencing this thing for quite some time. This is saying connection, okay? Because I do feel like it's an experience we were having out in the world with either people, relationship, experiencing. And this thing of experience felt very solo and alone. And this was sort of guiding you. And this was the initiation process in order for you to release, in order for you to be reborn on the other side of something. There was a lot of healing, shedding of what couldn't come with you through this doorway or this transition. You might have had to learn a lot of lessons about self, specifically your truest expression, and become very conscious of what truth is to you and where you wanted to align yourself to. Spirit is assuring here a new beginning where we're actually being celebrated. We're feeling grounded and secure. And I feel like wherever there was a feeling of, I don't know, disease is what's coming through, okay? Like disease, it's like, I don't know if this was like a spiritual disease or like a physical disease or like, I don't know. I felt like we couldn't shake off this thing. This is being healed or has been through this healing process. You've been detoxing, whatever this is. And so I'm also seeing, because of this fruit, it's almost like with fruit, we get rid of like the skin or the seeds and we make something nutritious. I feel like we were having to take the shit with the good. Okay, I say shit, whatever. The negative with the positive. Okay, I'm not saying good and bad, but I'm just saying like the good and the bad polarities, whatever we had to take with the fruits, we take everything we don't need as well in order for us to purify this thing into like substance. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And so I feel like it's been a process. And it's been a process here for quite some time that's been very challenging. And I feel like Spirit is saying we're finally at the pivotal point here with this bullseye and this target. Like we actually are hitting target, or we're actually finally going through this transition, this doorway to this other side of what it was all for. Okay, we're seeing ecstasy here. We're seeing rooted. We're seeing beautiful trees all full of abundance here. Your patience has been acknowledged and is being seen. And I feel like there's something about it manifesting in the 3D. It's like you are like this tree person here, I feel. Like even she's looking like a tree person. Okay, and so it's like I am solid in my conviction. I am rooted in my truth. I am able to produce is what this is about. And I don't know, like if you were a fruit tree, like you're able to produce the fruit that you were supposed to, whatever it was. I'm an apple tree. Okay, now the apples are going to be able to be birthed from you. And so as we know, trees take a very long time to get into tree states in order to produce fruit, because I mean, it could be like a little sapling and who knows how long. I feel like it's been a long process of nurturing and detoxification, okay? Like detoxing what shouldn't belong. And so this might be, where's the right soil to plant this tree, and who, is going to be sort of in my world, so that it's like if I plant this tree, it's like not every gardener is going to nurture this tree in a way that is going to produce. So there was a lot of steps and stages in this process. And I know I'm talking a lot about like metaphor trees and all this stuff, but I feel like whatever this thing that's manifesting, because for a lot of you guys, it is different. It's been something that hasn't been coming together. You've been very focused and dedicated, so you know what this is, very patient, very consistent. And I feel like this thing hasn't manifested or hasn't been grounded or has felt not healthy. Okay, it felt almost like just not healthy. I don't know. It made you feel very challenged, even though I do feel like you had very good intention again. It's like I feel like things were blowing up in your face. And I do feel like there is this strong desire here of love and recognition and connection. But there was a threat, I don't know, threatening people, threatening situation. It was like I'm exposed, or at any point this could be really bad, or this could leave me, open, susceptible to threat. So definitely there was a lot of courage and trusting. And I do feel like there were people and situations and circumstances that might have appeared one way, that might have taken some understanding, that might have tried to maybe even scare you or make you feel threatened in some way, but it's like I see a greater truth. And even if we felt, because again, like, I don't know, were we in a situation where we maybe felt like we had to go through hoops or be made fun of, or like everyone has seen me in this sort of weak state, or like giving all my power away is kind of what I feel. It's like I gave my power away, I'm seen and exposed, and we might have been in that state for some time and feeling like everyone's seeing me sort of weak or exposed, or like, but what Spirit is really talking about here is this experience was one in which you were detoxing and shedding, and this transition is now on the other side, and the other side is grounded and rooted through this experience. Okay, and so there is no throwing you off balance. There is only abundance and fruit. This tree is going to stand the test of time. This tree is the real deal. This tree is very grounded. So I feel like something's getting very grounded, and it's healed and it's producing, and I don't know, it feels very abundant here, beautiful and lush. And so we went from sort of an illusion to a reality. And maybe it was like a dream or a 5D understanding of some spiritual thing. And then there's this like alignment with the 3D. But it was only through like perseverance and confronting and like, yeah, I feel like Spirit is saying, like, Spirit is with you. Like, everything is aligned with you. Like, there's a lot of, like, look at all these animals running with this, it looks like a knight, okay, and he has, like, a javelin thing. But there's the birds, there's the wolves running with the horses. It's like, there's this powerful energy emerging, and it has been emerging for some time. And I feel like now we're transitioning to, like, this new energy. I feel like there's a flip here where we were feeling ungrounded. It's very grounded. Where we were feeling like disease. I don't know, disease of the mind. And whatever this was, it wasn't feeling healthy and strong and grounded and good. It's like now it's feeling strong. So this feels like a rebirth as well with this awakening, and like this literally like someone's died and their soul is like being levitated. It's like what happens during death. Initiation, transition, or being reborn in a complete sort of different energy. And like I said, there's been a lot of patience here with the 7 Pentacles and this patience card when situations and people have been very challenging. It's required a lot of strength and a lot of courage. and a lot of seeing through what is not good, because I feel like even in the Beauty and the Beast, it's like she had to see beyond the beast's sort of scary persona, in order for her to get moving with the beast. Because if she was scared of the beast completely and forever, she would have never experienced, what was going on there with the beast. And the beast could have certainly just stayed in his, look, in the Beauty and the Beast, there's a rose, isn't there? And then Belle wears this yellow dress. You guys, I'm getting heavy Beauty and the Beast here. I don't know if you guys like Beauty and the Beast. And the Beauty and the Beast story could be very relevant here, is like, maybe we met someone who was a little unruly, or like was very scary, or like trying to scare us or throw us off our game, or like something unhealthy about this engagement, or and it's like my perseverance through the heart with the Knight of Cups, through this love, through this abundance, is like healing a situation through conscious awareness, through transmutation here of whatever wasn't working. There was an initiation of going through what might have been with this poison, like I said, like disease or toxic or something that couldn't be digested. And it's like having to get it right or understand it, especially with connection here. So a lot of you guys dealing with someone, something that was beastly, I don't know how else to say it. Maybe some of you guys really like Disney here, but let's see. Spiritual, what can we put this all together? I feel like I'm putting a puzzle piece together here. Okay, but we have express yourself, open up, and sing out. So we have the Seeker of Wands. This, I do believe, came out in all three piles. Okay, that's the Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy, Toto, and the Wizard. So what am I missing here for pile in number 3 regarding their energy and their guidance and what they need to know? There was a lot of groundwork done, a lot of planning, So, Child of Swords, Page of Swords, Pinocchio. Someone was unruly. Maybe someone lied. Maybe someone wasn't being completely honest or open. Someone might have been acting a little immature here with this Child of Swords. Okay. Now we have the 8 of Hearts. So 8 Cups. This would be the card of walking away. So I do feel like there was a transition or a release of something here in order for there to be a new beginning. Look at these two mermaids, merman. They're playing music. Okay, find your voice, express yourself, open up and sing out. They're both expressing themselves uniquely here, the masculine and the feminine. 8 of Hearts, 8 Cups, okay, and then 3 Swords. This came up for pile number 2. And the 9 of Wands. This could be guarded energy. And this is the perseverance, patience. I feel one more. Resilience. Spirit, what am I missing here? What does pile number 3 need to know? And we have the Guide of Hearts. So this is the Queen of Cups. Okay. And look at the balloon here in the background. It's already risen. Beautiful angels. Beautiful. So a lot of you guys, this is a relationship sort of reading with connection, okay? We're in a relationship with everyone and everything. This could be a relationship with self, someone, I don't know. It's been very challenging. Maybe we're on the road of recovery, okay? Trying to heal something. Could be the inner child with all the inner child tarot that I'm using here. But I feel for a lot of you guys is dealing with someone who might not be truthful. It could be ourselves not being truthful with ourselves. Something was not able to be digested as it was because it was either a lie or an untruth or like some illusion. Okay, this was put here in place in order to heal and move beyond and to transition out of whatever energy this was in order for there to be a greater awareness of speaking a greater truth. It's come with a lot of pain, trials, tribulations, and through a process of having to understand, see, and ascend. Okay, the ascension process is always about being able to hold many sort of perspectives at once without being sort of, like very narrow in our beliefs and limitations. It's like I had to accept all sorts of sort of perspectives, okay? Not saying that every single perspective is the ultimate absolute truth, but that there are many perspectives that could be true from that relative perspective. People can have their truths. People can have their sort of understandings that might not necessarily be clear and true to me, but at least it's understood, and I could see and understand this thing. And so this Queen of Hearts is giving me this energy to love with compassion. And so Belle loved the beast with her whole heart. Like, but she loved him before. And look at the roses, you guys, my goodness. And she loved him, and Pink's all about self-love, before she even knew that he wasn't the beast. Because obviously if she knew he was going to turn into the Prince Charming or whatever, or a prince, then I would have defeated sort of the purpose of the whole storyline. Like, it wouldn't have the same meaning if she's like, well, I knew he was going to be a prince. It was like she loved him even though he was the beast. Now, this isn't saying let someone be beastly and, again, allow these beastly behaviors and let the beast sort of act the way the beast does. This is being able to have compassion and understanding fully from a elevated conscious awareness to see beyond the beastly thing, And look at this ecstasy. And look at this palace, something very fairy tale-like. And I feel like through compassion, through self-love, through awareness, through acceptance, through a greater seeing of something here, seeing beyond illusion and lies, and maybe someone's unruly ways or immature ways with the Page of Swords. Someone might have been wanting you to believe something else or see something else. And it's like, no, I had to learn that it wasn't the beast. Something was being mirrored to you, maybe yourself. Like, I'm not the beast, Maybe I'm not the person I thought that I was. Maybe I always saw myself as this, but was it true? Was I looking through the eyes of the pain body? And it's like, no, now I'm like more aligned with who I am. I could find my voice and sing my truth, but there's someone else there. So this is like connection. Someone maybe mirrored it to you. Someone may be on the same journey as learning of you. I know a lot of you guys are on a twin flame journey here. Okay, and the twin flame journey is all about reflecting to us parts of our being, like our egos or shadows or traumas, in order for there to be massive healing. Why? So that we can manifest in the 3D. Well, as above, so below. So whatever is sort of in this spiritual realms, the 5D realms, the ethers, we're now bringing it here on earth. It's like ecstasy. It's like heaven on earth. Yeah, it is like heaven on earth. Wow. And she's holding this torch. And so I feel like there was guidance. There was being led. And there's a grounding and a rootedness here of something that wasn't producing. It was very stable here and secure. Both you and your people could definitely be earth signs, okay? That's really coming through very strong. I feel like there was a need for there to be a release and a walking away from what's not emotionally serving. And that is aligning with the true expression. It's like, this doesn't serve me, or this doesn't do it for me, or this isn't working. And it's like going against the grain, because maybe it was like, yeah, like doing something here where I don't know where the result may end, It's going counterproductive or intuitive, not intuitive, but counterproductive. It's like I'm going this way, but I really know that I'm supposed to be going the other way. But it's like I'm being led this way, I don't understand why. It doesn't feel good, or it feels odd, or it's something. But that's where I'm sort of learning or going. And it was for a great purpose, because I feel like this was the initiation. And look, she's playing this triangle. Is playing this, I don't know what the name of this instrument is, okay? But then these people are playing their flutes. So this is a very musical pile. You and your person here that you might be connected to, okay? Even if this is your inner child, your inner self, this could be your connection to music, how you connect to music, how you express yourself. But yeah, I do feel like whatever was very difficult is now sort of musical. It's all very magical too here. We're seeing the fairy godmother with her wand. and she's like waving this heart with wings. I feel like there's a liberation and a freedom here that comes through the act of love. Wow, this is a really interesting reading. I do feel I'm going to do one more round because I still feel like, I don't know, this message seems like it's very sporadic, or what is it called? Spotty? Okay, spirits, am I missing something here? What does pile number 3 need to know? What do they need to know in order for them to make sense of this message that I've been butchering in a way that pile 3 will understand what this is about? What was missed? What do they need to know? Clear and concise message regarding right here, right now. Energy. Is this confirmation? Is this guidance? Is this just, what is this? I feel like you're getting information here in regards to something manifesting in the 3D, being very grounded, rooted, stable, producing fruit. That's what you're getting, because I don't think it's produced fruit yet. And I feel like you've been swimming upstream for some time and dealing with unruliness, difficulty, okay? Optimism, yeah. So there's a need to understand that things will turn here for the better. Okay, 5 swords. So 5 swords is the energy of conflict, challenge, people unruly again. And all this water is emotions. And so we only see one person. And look at the starfish. You guys, your readings are so synchronistic. So like I said, starfish for me represents the way we want to be seen. We saw the mirror in Pinocchio. So it's like the image we put out there. Okay, sometimes it's stardom too. And it's like the version of us that other people see. You know, it's like kind of like a 6 wands energy, the way I want to be appreciated and seen, but it's an ego card. Same with this yellow as the solar plexus. So there's a lot of like maybe ego we had to work through, or seeing of truth, seeing through our own egos. Okay, 3 of wands, yeah, movement. And this is expansion. This is, I've done the strategizing, planning, the groundwork, the initiation has been done. Now I'm going through this doorway. I'm getting on the ship. You know, I might have been waiting and waiting here for the ship. And look, oh my gosh, you guys, so many synchronicities, playing this thing, and it looks like this person is playing like violin, very similar. Okay, I know that's not a violin, but it's very much played in the same fashion. And the violin came out for pile number 2, if you guys were drawn. That's a message for some of you guys, but more musical instruments. Yeah, more musical instruments. Wow, this is a beautiful melody here. Okay, and we have the 10 of wands. And look, she also has a wand. We saw the Queen of Cups with the heart wand. She has a butterfly wand. So butterflies are all about freedom and liberation, but also pollination. Okay, and so pollination is like an experience we had, and we're able to like move, like the butterflies are moving on to the next sort of thing, you know, but still carrying the experience of where they were at. And so I feel like this experience of the beast, whatever the beast is to you, someone unruly, I feel it was like an illusion or an image that was there. That wasn't the truth. That had to be seen through with the Pinocchio in the mirror. This situation is transforming. Something's being set free. Some experience was much needed to lay the groundwork for there to be planning and strategizing through patience to get on this ship, so there could be movement and growth and expansion here for this new beginning. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we have the guardian angel, and this is the temperance. So something had to be healed. This is all about balance. This is also divine guidance. And she has the scroll. So the scroll, when it's rolled up, it's like we don't know the map of where we're sort of being led. It wasn't shown to us, you know, and so we might have had to, again, swim blindly, not knowing where we're being guided and led. See 2 children here. Got a lot of inner child, a lot of connection, you know, the 2 people. We saw the 2 mermaids, now we're seeing the 2 children. Okay, and then we have the 3 of Pentacles working together, collaborating. This is working with someone to build something we couldn't either of us build on our own together. Okay, but they're having so much fun here, these children. And look, they're skipping rope with the rainbow. And like I said, with the balloon with the rainbow is like understanding different perspectives, like the wide range of perspectives that allows us to have a greater state of consciousness. Doesn't mean it's necessarily the real truth of what Spirit is saying is truthful, but it's a part of reality that people hold different perspectives. Yes. Okay, so 3 Pentacles working together, and then the 2 of Wands. 2 Wands is about choices, decisions. She's looking at her own reflection here. We see Swan, which is all about love and soulmates. And she has this magic wand. So, beautiful angels. 2 of Wands is talking about being at a crossroads or a decision. Okay, we see the 2 Wands and we see the 3 of Wands. Did I tell you guys this was 10 Wands? I don't know if I said 10 Wands, but 10 Wands is here. I was maybe really drawn by these butterflies. So 10 Wands is the 10 Wands of burden. Very heavy here, okay? It's been very heavy. Why? Because we've been in a 5 Swords, unruly situations. We're moving on from that. We're being guided away from this. There's been a realization here. But there is something about cooperation, collaboration, working through challenge. And only we can work through challenge in the 3D when we see through illusion. Okay, I feel like we might have been having to work through seeing through our own emotions, you know, seeing through our own reflection. Again, we saw the mirror. Now she's seeing her reflection in the water. She's also wearing the yellow, which means I had to see my own ego or my own motives or my own will or like work through my own will. And maybe it was really pushing your will, like your will to get there, you know, like go against the grain. But I had to be very patient, and I had a lot of will and conviction. And was it coming from ego? Was I seeing myself clearly? What was I aiming for? What was I trying to do here? She has this magic wand. She's trying to manifest something, and she's very magical. So I feel like you have magic. You have been trying to manifest. It has been a challenge. It's now being grounded in the 3D, but I don't feel it is alone. I feel it's through connection. Someone, okay, is either going to align in the 3D with you in a way here that's going to allow something to be manifested. Okay, it's being guided to you or has been guided for you, whatever this connection is, that's been very heavy. Okay, because I feel like there's a producing of something in the 3D that's very grounded and rooted. It's producing fruit. It's beautiful. Okay, and it is very aligned with truth and authenticity here, because I think it's an expression of self, but I also feel like wherever there was the illusion, it's coming into light. There's no longer an illusion. It's full expression. You know, the inner child is happy here. I feel like both inner childs, if you're dealing with someone who is also doing this healing journey. Okay, but I do feel like there is this, like this beautiful energy of like I said, like something had to be detoxed, and now it's like beauty, ecstasy. We transition to this beautiful other side where we can now experience a beautiful new beginning. Okay, so beautiful angels, this is your reading. I think you land targets. I think you get what you want. Very, very much smack dab right in the middle of this target. Okay, and so we might have felt like we were, I don't know, like really like not going to hit it, or like going everywhere but, you know, and it's like you've proven yourself worthy of whatever this thing is. You've been listening to your guides. No matter how heavy this might have seemed, it's like it was leading you directly to this change, this transformation, this transition, and this was all about initiation. You know, not for torture, but through this initiation, we're able to drop what wasn't serving so that we can heal, so we can lay the roots. Because again, like I was getting that juice analogy, we don't need the peels and the seeds and all the stuff we don't need. And so this was being detoxed. I don't know what else to say. You know, it was needing to be seen through. We had to see through it. And at first we saw everything, and we didn't know what was real and what wasn't real. And it had to reveal itself slowly, organically, through a natural process, not through force, but we felt very much like alone, I feel here, okay? Beautiful angel, you have the power, I feel, and Spirit wants you to know this, and really it's the power to manifest. You're like a mega manifester. Look, she's holding her wand in both of these, okay? Same with the Queen of Cups. She has her wand, she's manifesting. Something is manifesting in the 3D. Very real. All right. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. Beautiful angels. 2 people here as well. I will see you guys at the next one. All right. Bye-bye.